I watch. God has made me a watcher. I do not know why. He has turned me into an observer of things. Cursed to assume that everything is meant to have value, and as such tries to find and retain that value. This world hates its own value. This world hates its own purpose, its own meaning. They say I take myself too seriously. It's only because I try to define that meaning. And I turn on the mic and I can't even speak, because I do not feel as though what I am currently capable of is what I should be. We should all be so much more. We could all be so much more. We're capable of such great things. But everyone is weak, and everyone falls and reduces themselves to the least common denominator, and no one holds themselves to a higher standard. I have tried to hold myself to a higher standard, and all it has done is break me down, because everyone hates me for it. All it has done is keep me separate from everyone else and cause them to not understand me. All my entire life I have felt as though I have been thrown into a zoo full of animals. And although I cannot interact or take part in any of their animal activities, I find myself having devolved into the mindset of an animal, nonetheless. And even though I have tried to retain the value I hold and possess, I have become the equivalent of what I accuse them of and what I see them as. And we get down to Patricia, and she sees me as an animal, and she looks down on me the way I would have looked down on everyone else. Years ago, as a teenager, where she thinks I'm very uncouth and very uncontrolled and very childish and immature, not very bright, not very polished, and not very capable of anything greater than what she thinks she has seen in me, being drawn as she is to all the worst videos. She found the worst videos of mine and judges me for that, instead of that which I would want to be judged for and seen as. So she has seen me in my worst state, my lowered state of having let myself go over all this time, instead of who I used to be and who I would rather be and who I should still be. Having put on the sheepskin, as it were, the wool on my arms, as a shepherd, trying to interact with these people that I thought that I had brought here, invisible friends of mine, and lowered myself to the level that I perceived them to be at, reducing my speech to their level, my activities, my posture, the way I move, the way I talk, everything about me imitated what I could tolerate of those people that I would bring here, and I would become as they were over time. This world has worn me down as such. Now that I'm 32, I don't think I can change myself like I used to. There was twice in my life I consciously chose to change my handwriting style. I chose to change the way I moved. I chose to change the way I talked. To become more approachable to them. Does not matter, they still hate me anyway. And all it has done, all this world has done, is just fill my head with trash and fill my eyes with trash. All their stupid rap and all their stupid culture, and every person I've ever seen, pretty much, has just filled my head with more shit I wish that was not there. At a point that I wish I had not paid attention to anyone, or watched anyone, or talked with anyone. And my mind would still be intact, and I would still be who I am, instead of an approximation of the de-evolution and the animal that I see in them. It's just a reflection back of who I think they are. I have become how I see them to be, and I hate myself for it, and they hate me for it, and I hate them for it. All because I have allowed myself to not keep myself. There's some psychological problem somewhere deep inside of me that seems to have always been present since God changed me. That I do not feel as though I can be accepted as who I truly am, and over the past 20-something years I've lost who I am even to myself, and now I'm someone I can't even stand myself. And even now, after all this time, I still find myself trying to placate and trying to act and trying to be someone I am not, and change into what others would have me to be. Directly, when it comes to women that I am trying to get with. And I hate this expression of myself that I'm currently forced to adopt. And I cannot be who I am. There is no context in culture for me to be that person. There are no social structures for me to exist in, where I am made to create them. This world is not made for me. I cannot fit. I do not feel as though I can exist here. I feel as though I am alien to this world, to this planet, this plane, and this race. This is my psychopathy. This is my psychosis. Is that I've always felt as though I'm a part of a different race, or superior to their race. It's the same thing that Patricia would feel in her heart of hearts, that she is superior to most people. If she does not see that in me, she cannot recognize that in me. But she sees me as one of the animals, one of the plebs, one of the goy. When she would not even know what the Melchizedek is, for me to call myself that is to say the exact opposite. If I am saying that I am the vicar not only of Christ but of God, if I am his representative on earth, then obviously I'm not one of the animals. And if he has made me that, if he has called me that, then he does not see me as one either. It's just a fucking joke. That I'm just like a parody of myself. I cannot function properly. I'm neither in this world nor the other. I'm not myself. I'm not anyone else. I'm not anything that anyone can associate with or gravitate to. I'm not anything that anyone can understand. I'm not anything that anyone can like or want to be with or want to be around. I'm just someone who appears to exist for no reason and has no purpose, no meaning, or no place. I just am. And I cannot justify me being here myself. I talk about leaving, which would take the form of suicide. They act like that is wrong. You're not supposed to put bears in with the lions. Or lions with the gorillas. You put the lions with the lions. But where I am, there are no lions. I'm just down here with a bunch of monkeys. That's all they are. It's a bunch of talking monkeys that have no redeeming value, redeeming quality. They have no aspirations to better themselves. I was going to read some of my old writings. I got to pull up this book, these notebooks. And it's just like, I don't even know what to say about it. All I can say is, who the hell am I? I'm just a guy that's wasting his time being alive. This life is shot. I don't see how I can go forward. I'm just caught in this trap where I can't find myself. I can't be myself. I'm too far gone from that to go back. The person I have become is not acceptable in society or anywhere. The people I want to like can't stand me. The people that I gravitate to are repelled by me because they can't understand, because I am nothing. I'm neither here nor there. I'm undefined because I have allowed this world to take away from me that which makes me who I am, while rejecting what the world would have me to be, so I'm left with nothing. My value, my persona, my presence is equal to nothing. And that's what my value is to them, because they cannot perceive anything I do as having any value. It's all nothing. But I would say their culture is nothing, and their value based on that culture is equally so, but that value is relative. Like paper, money, fiat currency. That's their value in culture. I want to have my value based on gold, actual physical things, actual reality. But I've let go of my actuality for them, basically, to acquiesce to their inability to comprehend such things. Forsaking myself to myself when no one else could tell the difference anyway, And all they know is what you show them, and all they see is what they know. But they can't recognize anything that I have. And so I'm nondescript and undefined. And this is where I have lived for since I was 15 or so, maybe even longer. I've just continued down this road, this downward spiral of accumulating all the trash that I hated all the kids for back when I was in school, when I was 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. I hated all of the children because I saw them as animals with their heads full of trash. And then as a teenager, it just continued on. Well, they continued to grow and mature in the ways of the world into what they became in that world, which again is relative, has no actual value to the universe, no value to God or eternity, but has relative value in the moment, in the culture of the time. I, having forsaken that, could not stand it, and all I could see in them was the trash of the culture, or the music, or whatever. And it just accumulates in my mind, and I can still remember all the trash throughout all my life that I wish I had never seen in the first place, when they don't care because they identify with that trash, that culture. It's a part of their environment, and it does not bother them. To me, it is toxicity, and it builds up over time. And it has debilitated me over time, accordingly. Because I, being the spirit person that I am, the spiritual entity that God has made me to be, and has awakened in me, I am not native to this spiritual plane. And this environment is toxic to me. But everyone else identifying with it sees me as being the alien entity, and me trying to change it to make it accommodate me and my presence, they see as an attack on themselves personally, because they identify so much with that system, that constructed and controlled system, their spiritual ecosystem. If they see it as a personal attack, they see it as being constant negativity that they cannot understand, because they cannot see the world they live in as the problem that they have, which is why they will never fix the problem. They will never change the world, because they identify with it in the first place. But again, I've continued down this road all my life, accumulating all the trash. And as I became an adult, instead of having matured into an adult that can survive as one in this world, in this culture, in this ecosystem, I have become nothing. Except someone that has... I have just accumulated everything I do not want to have, and nothing that I do. I cannot purge myself of all of this shit that I have collected. Every trash song I ever heard, like the fucking Macarena from 1995. It's in my head. So you bring it up, everybody can remember it. I can still remember all the trash. It's just degeneration, and it accumulates. They cannot see it. I don't know why, but I can see it. I seek to change that degeneration. What I consider to be negativity, to them is positivity. What I consider to be the least common denominator, to me it's common core. To them it's reality. And even now Patricia looks to me like I'm degenerate. Like I'm fucking Dan Pratt or something. Well, I see her favoriting all of the Seeking Ninja's videos, saying how great he is. And I think the same thing about her. And it's just a sad day. It's a sad day. Because I don't know how to change it. I do not know how to change myself. I don't know how to get back who I used to be before I let myself go, before I stopped caring. I still care about the world, I still care about people, I care about humanity, but it's all in the largest sense of the word. I care about the future, I care about civilization, but as far as individual people, I can't stand them because of who they have allowed themselves to become, being controlled and manipulated by culture. Even the intelligent ones. They're even worse in a lot of ways, because I would expect a lot more out of them. There is no difference between sophisticated culture and degenerate culture, because they're all being used against the people, whoever it may affect. They're playing everybody on all levels, just like they lie to all the degrees of masonry. Every time you advance higher in the order of masonry or the Illuminati, they explain to you how all the shit they taught you before was wrong and deception, and they give you a new secret and a new way of looking at the world and reality. As if no one ever catches on that that's all they're going to have is lies. Because at the end of the day, the only real secret is control and manipulation. That's the secret. Everybody's being played. So we go from Leonardo da Vinci to goddamn Picasso. And we go from Beethoven and Mozart to fucking Rihanna. I just hate what I have allowed the world to do to me. But it's not the world's fault. It is my fault. I just don't know how to get it back. How do I find myself again? The version of me that I like. The version of me that I respect. I used to be proud of who I was. But that was a long time ago. And now I don't know who I am. I honestly don't. I'm just a guy that hates the world. And can't understand why no one else does too. I guess that's what I've been looking for. Trying to find someone else that would hate the world with me. I know what I know. And I'm right in my belief system. I stand by what I believe. That's not my problem. My problem is myself. And that's what Jim said years ago. Talking about everybody. The only problem you will ever have in your life is yourself. And at the end of the day, that's what Christianity is about. The New Age is about apotheosis. They hate Christians. I don't know if they understand what Christianity really is. Christianity is also about apotheosis. Of a kind. What they have done is change what everyone thinks Christianity is through popular culture, and then defame that through popular culture. And so no one cares to look into what Christianity actually is, or what it actually means. I'm here to tell you, after 22 years of being a Christian and looking into all of these things, this world is a prison. But Christianity is the only way out. This world is a prison, and Christianity is the only way out. That's what it boils down to. And that's why the system hates Christianity so much. It's because they want to keep everyone bound in this prison to this system of control. Christianity is not what anybody thinks it is, at all. In fact, you pretty much take what you take what Christianity is said to be, what it's supposed to be, what everyone thinks it is. You take that and you reverse every last point and every last reason, every last thing about the common perception of Christianity. If once you have reversed everything about it, you then arrive at the truth. But anyway, still doesn't answer the question. Who am I? And what have I become? Nothing and no one can answer that question but me. And the best anyone can do is to try to answer that question satisfactorily to themselves. Who are you to yourself, and who are you to others? How do you see yourself, and how do you see others? How do others see you? And is that equal to how you see yourself? And if how they see you is not accurate, it cannot be accurate because they do not know you. They do not see the world from your eyes. Then how can what your eyes show you about them be accurate as well? And if what your eyes show you cannot be accurate either about what you see, and the people you see, then how are your perspectives and your opinions correct? Then this person you have created for yourself, who is that? Then we all see the world through a haze. The haze of our own inability to perceive it for what it really is. We create our characters and our personas based around what we know and what we experience. But that's relative to us. And no one else will ever see it. And at the end of the day, we are the ones that are going to have to live with it, being who we are. I guess I'll cut this one off here. I'll catch you later.